Park in Houston, Texas. Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Today, the Astros and the Pittsburgh Pirates open a 3-game series. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays. Astros and Pirates see a lot of each other. Both these clubs have undergone quite an upheaval during the season this year, JD.
And both these teams are struggling right now. The Astros having won just once in their last 7 ball games. The Pirates 5-15 in their last 20. They dumped their bench coach. They dumped their pitching coach. The Astros have dominated the Pirates here. A 6-0 so far at Minute Maid Park. And speaking of dominance at Minute Maid Park, how about the work of Brett Myers here this year? 7-1 with a .262. When you look at his numbers since May 1st, he's 5-0 with a 1.39 ERA. His last 3 starts here, he's gone 7 innings, 1 earned run, 8 innings, 1 earned run, and then his last home start against the Cubs, pictured here, a complete game, allowed just 1 run, just missed the shutout, punched out 12. So Myers very comfortable in his new environs here at Minute Maid Park.
And as he gets set to take on the Buccos and Ross Ohlendorf, the Astros hope to get the hitting attack revved up. Braves gave them a rough time, winning 2 of 3, but they hope to get started tonight with Chris Johnson and company. We'll be back in just a moment. And by Jack in the Box. It has been another steamy summer day outside, inside the air conditioning going, and it's Brett Myers going for the Astros, getting ready to face the Pittsburgh Pirates, against whom he is 5-4 with a 2.64 career ERA. And there's a little delay, something loose out in the bullpen area for the Astros. Michael Bourne has retrieved it. Here's the Pirates starting lineup. Andrew McCutchen, Jose Tabata, Neil Walker, Garrett Jones, Pedro Alvarez, Lastings Millich, Chris Snyder, Argenis Diaz, Ross Ohlendorf. And the first pitch from Myers. Strike 1 from McCutchen, 279, 9 homers, 33 runs batted in from the Pirate speedster. He's 7th in the league in steals with 22. average base in 8 of his last 9 games. He blocks the corner and quickly jumps in front. 0-2 with Hunter Wendelstedt calling the pitch.
Keeping McCutchen off base. Part of the equation against his Pirate team. He can do a lot with his legs.
And he's aboard. With a sharp single between third and shortstop, McCutchen picked on the 0-2 offering, which was upstairs. He rifled it. I was not happy.
No, not happy, but he's been good, so you can be happy about these numbers. 23 starts, he's completed 2, 8 and 7. He's pitched much better than that. 3.21 ERA. Strikeout to walk ratio very good. Home runs significantly down from last year, and the league hits 244 against him.
Let's say top. It's a breaking pitch. It's strike one to the left fielder at 303 with 2 homers, 16 runs batted in. He has been amazingly consistent since coming to the big leagues. He's hit safely in 7 of his last 8 games now. Has 4 multi-hit games in his last 6. Can't reach that one, and it's 0-2 to Tabata. Very young player. He has not gone hitless in back-to-back games this year. In August, a 341 hitter. He was hitless yesterday in San Diego. The last rookie JD to go this many games into his career without back-to-back hitless games was Ichiro.
Yeah, and Ichiro, a rookie, but kind of not a rookie.
That's
because
true.
of all his time in Japan.
Yeah.
This kid just turned 22 years of age.
This is his 55th game. Runner going. Swinging a roller to third base, and it just flops down on the grass. It trickles. Foul. That was weird. Strange little grounder. McCutchen seemed to have a pretty good jump, too.
Yeah, with 2 strikes, Tabata has to protect. You see Q there waving his arm. Yeah, there's nothing Chris Johnson can do about that one. Couldn't have made a play on it anyway. Well, might as well let it roll and hope for the best.
0-2 with Astros set up for a double play here. Myers throws to first.
Well, Myers throws a lot of breaking pitches, and maybe that's what McCutchen's thinking. 2-strike count, he's probably going to throw a breaking pitch of some sort, and that gives him a better chance of stealing the base.
McCutchen's been thrown out 8 times in 30 tries. It's 1-2. Pirates trying to shed a 4-game losing streak. The umpire at first is David Rackley. Astros are 7-2 against Pittsburgh this season. They are 6-0 against the Buccos in Houston. Pirates were swept by San Diego. That's the 14th time they've been swept in a series this year. One hopper backs up Johnson. Johnson rifles to second, and then Jeff Blum thinks better accurately of throwing to first. No attempt to get Tabata, so it was a good hold by Blum after getting the force on McCutchen.
Man, a good play there by Chris Johnson, because a risky proposition with McCutchen being the base runner on that high chopper. You can't really see the base runner. You have to keep your eye on the ball. His instinct said, yeah, I've got a shot at him. Plenty on the throw, and indeed able to nail that lead man. Good play.
That's 1 out. Now Tabata with 12 steals and 17 attempts is aboard for Neil Walker. Switch hitting second Sacker. Walker never really lit it up in the minor leagues, but he has been a revelation at 303 with 5 homers, 33 runs batted in, has an OPS of almost 900 right now.
Hunter Wendelstedt delivering that ball to Brett Myers had a little message for him. I'm not sure what it was. It may have been along the lines of, hey, make sure you come to a complete stop. I don't want to call a balk on you here.
Walker, 24 years old, from Pittsburgh, was a first-round draft choice in 2004.
He's been swinging a hot bat. Tabata, as you mentioned, swinging it well. Alvarez, dangerous. And they haven't been scoring any runs. It doesn't add up. They've got some individuals who are really swinging it well, but as a team, they've been in a pretty good funk here in terms of scoring runs. They
have sunk to the worst winning percentage in the majors right now, 342. 6 points below Baltimore. Walker out in front, and it's the ball and 2 strikes to Neal. Pirates are trying to avoid their 18th consecutive losing season.
Myers will throw the slider and the curveball. He'll also cut his fastball a little bit. Straight changeup, a little bit of a sinker. Not a hard thrower. Average velocity 89 to 92.
Astros lost 2 of 3 to the Braves, but they've played 500 balls since June 1st. And 12 and 12 since the All-Star break, while the Pirates are 9 and 17 since the break. And that's tapped foul by Walker. Still a 1-ball, 2-strike count. He's a natural right-handed hitter, but his father worked with him on switch hitting around the age of 11 and told him the importance that could bring, and it's worked out quite well for Neal. Quite an athletic family, including his father Tom, who pitched for years in the majors. Pirates changed a couple of their coaches, the bench coach and the pitching coach, a few days ago. Tap goes foul. In fact, Jeff Bannister is from this area, is now the bench coach. Job in the minor leagues with the Pirates. Jeff. Ray Searage is the new pitching coach on the other side of manager John Russell there. Runner going. Bouncer. Blum fields the 2-hopper. Takes the out at first with Tabata moving to second, 2 down.
Walker put up a pretty good battle there, but Myers able to finish him off with a good changeup.
It's a rare night off, at least so far, for Jeff Keppinger. He's been grinding it for a while now. Part of it was the matchup numbers. Part of it, he just could benefit from a day off. The Astros as a team were off yesterday. Garrett Jones, 261 with 16 homers, has driven in 63.
Yeah, now that Jeff is one of the old guys on the team, all of a sudden. Take advantage of the off day yesterday, resting tonight, and a couple of days to recoup.
Funny how that's changed. Jones banged up. He's been hitting foul balls off his legs quite often lately. 1 ball, 1 strike. His production has fallen off somewhat. He hit his 16th homer of the season on Saturday. His last 14 games, though, after he had a 4-for-4 day with 2 homers at Colorado July 28th, he's gone 7 for 51. He's played in all but 1 Pittsburgh. 1-2 to Garrett Jones. To make it 2-1. Big difference there.
You have that kind of power, Brownie. You can just change the count.
Yeah, if I blow it, I'll try to correct it.
If they say it on TV, it's true.
Please. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking down and in, and it really fooled Jones. He swung over the top of it. Big wives gala was held on the field in this ballpark last night. This is a lot of money for charity, over $300,000. Women's Center. Quintero stays with that low breaking ball. The count's now 3-2 with 2 outs for Brett Myers. So consistent this year. If he gets 6 innings or more tonight, that ties Darryl Kyle with 24 consecutive starts of at least 6 innings for number 2 on the Astros all-time list. Larry Dierker has the all-time record, 26 straight starts of 6 innings or more. Foul ball.
He's going to set a record for foul balls in an inning, too. The Pirates flailing away at that breaking pitch. They've been able to get a piece of it, but they haven't been able to center it up. 21 pitches, 16 strikes, 5 balls, and I guess about 18 of those 21, some kind of a breaking pitch.
Yeah.
But that's his M.O.
High proportion. Now Quintero goes out for a talk. He has a good fastball. As you see, the last 8 home starts, he's allowed less than 3 earned runs in each. That is marvelous consistency. Only 1 home run over that span. 6 fastballs so far out of 21 pitches. He really relies on that deuce. Broken back, comebacker. Myers to Wallace, out number 3. No runs, a hit, a runner stranded, no score. An exchange of punts would move to the bottom of the first. With this Astros batting order, Michael Bourne in center field, Angel Sanchez shortstop, Hunter Pence right field, Carlos Lee in left, Jeff Blum at second base tonight, Chris Johnson at third, Brett Wallace at first, Humberto Quintero the catcher for Brett Myers.
Austin Bourne right-hander Ross Ollendorf for the Pirates tonight, and run support has been a big issue for the big righty. He's just 1 in 9. But check out that. 23 consecutive starts with less than 4 runs of support. That's while he's in the game. That's the longest such streak since 1974. Prior to that, nobody cared. They started caring about this in 1974 and beyond. But it's been remarkable. They've been shut out 4 times with Ollendorf on the mound. So despite a pretty respectable ERA, 4.23, he's just 1 in 9.
Yeah. Michael Bourne fouls another one. No balls, 2 strikes to Michael, the league leader in steals with 38. Begins the night at 254. Michael went 4 for 15 in the Braves series. Looks at that one. Michael has 7 hits in his last 4 games. 1 and 2. The Astros have scored 44 runs in 9 games against the Buccos pitching staff this year.
Pirates will have the same mindset with Bourne as the Astros will with McCutchen. Got to keep this guy off the bases. He can create a lot of problems out there, not just stealing bases, but the divided attention from the pitcher that usually happens when Bourne's on base can be a big issue.
That's a fly ball out into right center field. McCutchen covers a lot of territory in a hurry. Time now for our key matchup. It's brought to you by the 2011 Jaguar XJ. Show you the Pirates versus the Astros at Minute Maid Park since 2000. The Astros have out-hit them 271 to 237. Runs per game, Houston 4.84, Pittsburgh 3.69.
Astros 6-0 against the Pirates here this year.
Angel Sanchez back in the number 2 spot because Jeff Keppinger is resting. Hits it foul. There is strike 1 to a 283 hitter with no homers, 14 runs batted in. But the manager liked him in the 7th spot where he hit Wednesday. And you might see him hitting 7th in future games.
Jeff Keppinger just 1 out of 14 in his career against Ollendorf. So Brad Mills taking a look at those numbers, the opportunity to give him an extra day and get Blum in the lineup.
Yeah.
Another left-handed option in there in the batter's box.
In the hole, Argenis Diaz with a 1-hop throw doesn't get him. Diaz was in the Boston Red Sox farm system where Brad Mills saw him play. has an excellent defensive reputation. Sanchez, also coming from the Red Sox organization, gets the infield hit.
And he has very quick feet, a good strong arm. Not able to make the play there. Not able to get much on that throw. Had to hurry it with Sanchez busting it down the line.
The Astros got only 4 hits Wednesday and losing 8-2 to the Braves. Hunter Pence is next. He's been peppering hits all over the field. He lines one to left. That's in for a single. Sanchez to second, and the Astros have something working here in the first inning as Pence checks in at 276 and gets a knock first time up.
We're talking about the success the Astros have had against the Pirates this year. That guy right there, one of the big reasons why he carried a .400 batting average against Pittsburgh into this game. The other big reason why is gone. Berkman tore up the Pirates this year, had 5 home runs against them.
2 men on for Carlos Lee. El Caballo with 14 homers, 58 runs batted in. Trails Hunter Pence by 1 for the club RBI lead. And the fastball works for a foul tip, strike 1. Lee has turned it up at 361 over his last 9 games with 6 runs batted in to get to those numbers for the season. He has hits in 15 of his last 20. The barrel of his bat has been pretty authoritative in the last couple of weeks.
And the handle in the end pretty good too. Fair number of cheap hits.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about Carlos. He for a big guy, he has a very controlled swing, and he puts the ball in play a lot. He doesn't strike out very much at all. And you just hope now that he's kind of seeing the ball a little bit better, staying back. Maybe the power will start to come a little bit. The Astros as a team have not hit home runs all year, and a bit of a drought here lately.
2 in the last 11 games. 1 ball, 1 strike. To get to that 359 number for the month of August, those guys will have to use the handle in the end. Occasionally, at least. Carlos plopped a double right on the right field line earlier in this homestand.
He went through a little bit of a stretch there where it seemed like every time he hit it hard, he was out, and whenever he hit it soft, he got a knock. See his picture in the paper today?
No.
He and Hunter and Keppinger, a few other guys, Norris, with their dogs. They're advertising the pet calendar that the
I didn't see that.
players put out every year. He's a big fan.
Carlos takes, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count from the 28-year-old Ollendorf, who was drafted by Arizona in 04. He's been involved in 1 trade to the Yankees for Randy Johnson and another to the Pirates. Multiplayer deal. He came in 08 to Pittsburgh. Ross was 11-10 for the Buccos last season in 29 starts. Fastball's off the plate. 3-2. This is the 3rd time this year he's faced the Astros. He lost here to Roy Oswalt on 2 homers by Lance Berkman, 2-0 back on July 8th. He lasted only an inning and a third in Pittsburgh against Bud Norris, July 17th. Runners go, and it's a ball. They load the bases for Jeff Blum.
Well, a situation like that, you're trying to get him to chase a breaking pitch off the plate, and it rarely happens. I think if you come in on Carlos there, you might get him to offer that inside fastball. He generally sees that ball away pretty well.
Jeff Blum with a 229 bases loaded average, looking for his first hit in this type situation this year. He's driven in 16 overall. Strike 1. Ollendorf with the changeup. Good pitch for him. Ollendorf is 0-6 lifetime against the Astros, facing a hitter who's 7 for 13 in August. Jeff hasn't played much at second this year, but can play all the infield positions if somebody needs a rest. And the numbers you talked about make every bit of sense. Keppinger, a type of guy who could benefit for a rest now. He's been grinding it for quite some time. As you mentioned, Keppinger 1 for 14 against Ohlendorf. Blum was 2 for 7 against Ross with an RBI. Foul back, and usually with a guy like Keppinger who's had very little time off, the manager, when he gets to August especially, would try to stack those days off with the off day. And so this gives him 2 consecutive days of not playing baseball.
And what a manager will do is he'll be looking 2, 3, 4 days down the road too. He'll be looking at the pitching matchups, the left versus right breakdown. And, he saw an opportunity. Oh, he's 1 out of 14 against Ohlendorf. He didn't get him a day off there. And it comes after the off day, so he's able to shut it down for a couple of days.
Ohlendorf gets the strikeout. Blum trying to check his swing.
Ohlendorf has a fastball, a curve, a slider, and a changeup. He starts Jeff with a good straight change for strike 1, and then comes hard in with a fastball. It's kind of pitching 101. Goes soft and then hard in. And a good tight breaking ball to finish him off.
Now Chris Johnson, he's just the man the Astros would want at the plate in this situation. Bases loaded, 2 outs. He has indeed been producing big time for weeks now. There's strike 1 on a breaking pitch. 361 for the season for Johnson. 5 homers, 33 driven in. He's 1 for 3 with the bases loaded this year. Leads all major league rookies in batting average and slugging percentage. He has a .548 slugging percentage right now.
By both of those breaking pitches. A hitter will tell you when he's on a roll like this is they know it's not going to last forever, but they don't want to talk about it. They just kind of hope they can prolong this hot streak as long as possible.
24 straight games he's been on base somewhere. His active streak in the majors.
Been good in these situations down in the count.
Fly ball hits for right field. Austin's Millage in for it. No runs, 2 hits, 3 men left for the Astros. No score after 1.
The official sweepstakes rules. Registration ends August 15th. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Bart. There's ball 1 with Hunter Pence at his position in right field and Pedro Alvarez in the batter's box.
It'd be kind of fun for show and tell. What'd you bring today, Tommy? Hunter Pence.
2-0. Alvarez with 10 homers, 32 runs batted in, a .239 average. A good-looking rookie. Got a 7-game hitting streak and 7-game RBI streak end on Thursday.
strong like bull, this young man. He turns on that fastball, and he can hit it a long way. Not hitting for an average, but power numbers very good.
Came up in mid-June from Indianapolis. Up the middle, and that rolls into center field. Second leadoff single for the Pirates in as many innings.
He's a Vanderbilt guy too, right?
Yes.
He and David Price and the kid we saw for the Braves the other day, Minor.
That's right.
Minor, who made his major league debut. A Vandy guy, was a first-round pick from Atlanta last year, so that program really churning them out.
Absolutely. Lastings Milledge follows. Milledge has put together a 9-game hitting streak. He's gone 10 for 32. Up to 273 with 3 homers. He has 32 runs batted in. He looks at strike one with Snyder on deck. Milledge has played all 3 outfield positions in his career. Over in back-to-back games back in July at Milwaukee. Hasn't hit a long ball since July 11th at Milwaukee. No balls, 2 strikes. Was going to ask you when we were talking about the Myers breaking stuff that he throws. He has a good fastball. Why do you think he throws so many breaking balls?
Because hitters like to hit fastballs. If you can command the breaking ball the way he does, it's a heck of a weapon. And his fastball is, he can run it a little bit, but he's not a real hard thrower. He's probably right around average in terms of velocity. But to me, the whole secret for him this year has been the command of the breaking stuff, both the curveball and the slider, to throw it where he wants to, a very high percentage of the time.
Myers just turned 30. Upstairs, Quintero comes out of that crouch and squares away toward first. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So he will be 30 on the 17th. Brett in his career 7-1 at Minute Maid Park with a 2.62 ERA. Fouled away by Milledge. Still a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Milledge highly regarded. He came up from the minor leagues. He's been a part-time player. Never really established as an everyday guy. 25 years old now.
It wasn't too long ago. I don't know if it was the last time they were here or when we were in Pittsburgh, and they talked about taking him out of that platoon role, giving him a chance to play every day, see how he would respond.
Carlos Lee comes in left.
Now that they've made the trade for Chris Snyder, who's coming up to hit now, the catcher, Ryan Domet will get some play in the outfield, so John Russell's going to have to juggle his outfield a little bit to get Domet some at-bats out there.
Sure is. Snyder, a Houston guy, is 29 years old. He was traded by Arizona to this Pittsburgh club, hitting .225 with 11 homers, 38 runs batted in. He came on a July 31st deal along with Pedro Siriaco for Bobby Crosby, Ryan Church, and DJ Carrasco.
Pedro Serrano? Jobu?
No, Pedro Siriaco.
Oh.
He's in the minors now. Snyder's been known as a good defensive catcher throughout his career. He got hurt, and Miguel Montero just took off as the Diamondbacks catcher, so Chris was not getting a whole lot of playing time with that club. And Domet has had his defensive woes, so Snyder moves in behind the plate for this Pirates team.
Kind of a lateral move, going from one last place club to another.
1-2. Got to be nice for Chris to be back home. University of Houston guy. 2nd round pick of the D-backs in 0-2.
Yeah, to that end, it's a good deal. But the Pirates will get a lot more trips to Houston than they did with the D-backs. Assuming he's still in good graces with family and friends.
2-2.
And we always make the assumption that guys are happy to come home. That's not always the case.
Maybe not. Well, they'd love to have him visit Springwoods High School, no doubt. He went to school. Strikeout looking as Myers gets number 1 of the night. 2 outs in the inning, and it's Diaz next.
See where Q sets up. Tight little slider. Hanging onto that outside corner. Snyder thought it was off the plate.
Checking with Hunter Wendelstedt on the placement of that pitch. Now it's Argenis Diaz, 23 years old, from Venezuela.
Probably said, Hunter, you're going to give us that one too, right? Hold you to it.
There's ball 1 to Diaz on the curve. He is 2 for 5 in a Pirate uniform. He was signed as a free agent by Boston in 03, and the Pirates got him in the Andy LaRoche trade last year. He was a AAA all last year between Indianapolis and Portland. Hits this fly ball to shallow right. Hunter Pence, though, gets there for the 3rd out. No runs, a hit. Leadoff single. It's happened in the first 2 innings, but Myers has shrugged that off, and it's a scoreless game.
No score here as we move to the bottom of the second. Hey, you can catch the last summer weekend of Astros baseball at Minute Maid Park with an incredible deal. For every full-price ticket you purchase through the special link on Astros.com for tomorrow's game against the Pirates, you'll get a $10 voucher good toward your purchase of food, beverage, or merchandise the same day. Go to Astros.com/summer for tickets and details. Hard to believe the summer's almost over, guys. Kids are about to go back to school.
Yeah, they're cringing at the thought, but it's going to happen soon. That was strike 1 to Brett Wallace. 0-0 game.
Feel like cool, crisp fall breeze in the air lately?
No.
Temperatures dipping down into the mid-90s.
Yeah. 300 for Brett Wallace. He's driven in 4 in 30 Major League at-bats. There's a 1-1 pitch coming. That's a good high fastball. He takes a rip and goes to 1-2. 94.
Yeah, Ohlendorf can go up and down on you with a good over-the-top curveball and then climb the ladder with a mid-90s fastball. You got to get him into the happy zone. Don't chase that low breaker or the high heater.
Goes upstairs, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes for Ohlendorf. Ohlendorf with that ERA 4.23 you talked about, slightly above the National League average, but he's 1-9. Broken bat looper. Ohlendorf back. 1 out.
Ooh. Talk about getting jammed. My goodness.
Yeah, that was serious.
Took some grief in the dugout over that swing of the bat.
Yeah. Hop up to the pitcher. Ohlendorf has the 5th lowest run support from starting pitchers.
That's a full swing right there.
Yeah.
By a strong young man. I got this, fellas. I got it. Everybody relax. I got it.
That was a little easier to field than the line drive off his skull hit by Troy Tulowitzki in Colorado. Quintero fouls it back. Strike one.
That's just kind of a thing with these Pirate pitchers. You don't take one off the coconut, you're not a man. I mean, Jakubakis kid, Jakubakis, Lance smoked earlier this year, still trying to work his way back.
Yeah, he had a concussion and then a groin injury. Punched on the ground. Quintero grounding to Garrett Jones. He's now 0 for 16. 2 down.
Well, this date in Astros history is brought to you by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, making cancer history. On this date in 2000, Jeff Bagwell drives in 7th, tying Astros record, since broken by J.R. Toles. Astros beat the Phillies 14-7. Jeff had 4 hits, 2 of them long balls.
There were a lot of high-scoring games that year in this ballpark. First year of Minute Maid Park. The Astros set a National League record for home runs that season. Now Brett Myers is the batter.
Taking a peek.
Here's ball 1. Has 7 hits and 44 at bats. Thinking about bunting his way aboard. And there's a strike. Happy birthday wishes to 95-year-old Alvin Hahn of Brenham. Coming from Jennifer Johnson. Alvin is her great uncle.
I'll say great. That is really impressive.
Good. 1 and 2.
A steady diet of Bluebell will do for you. Put a little on your blueberry pie, and you're good to go till you're 95.
Out into right center field. Myers dunks it in for a hit. That's his 8th hit of the year.
That's a happy birthday knock right there.
Rodriguez has 10 hits to lead the staff. Myers is second. Michael Bourne hit a fly ball to center in the first inning. He's the Astros winner of the Heart and Hustle Award, which will be presented by Jimmy Wynn. Goes to somebody on each team. The 30 teams have the 30 preliminary winners at this point. And there will be an overall winner named later. Craig Biggio won it twice for the Astros and for Major League Baseball in 06 and 07. Final winner will be announced in early November at a dinner in New York.
It's an award they're given out by the alumni, the Players Alumni Association. First handed out in 2005 with David Eckstein. So Eckstein, Biggio, Grady Sizemore, Albert Pujols, the previous winners.
Up the middle, Ollendorf had his glove in the right spot. We're out number 3. No runs ahead, and the man stranded. No score through 2. Brought to you by Cabot Wood Stains. On this date, 1932, Red Ruffing pitches 10 scoreless innings and has the game-winning RBI. A ninth-inning solo shot as the Yankees beat the Senators 1-0.
That's a pretty good day right there.
That's a good day, too.
Not as good as the day Rick Wise had, though. The Owlman once pitched a no-hitter and hit 2 home runs in the same game.
Yes, he did.
Probably the best day in Major League history.
Well, Brett Myers off to a good start. 2 shutout innings and a knock himself in that regard. Ross Ollendorf leads it off against him in the 3rd. Looking at strike 1. Ollendorf has 2 hits and 22 at-bats for an .091 average. Looking hack, no balls, 2 strikes. Adam Wainwright has the best home record of anybody right now, 11-0. CC Sabathia and Rivaldo Jimenez are 8-0. That's a strikeout, number 2. And Brett Myers could be 7-0 at home if he wins this one. He beat the Pirates here 10-3 back in April. And he beat them in Pittsburgh 5-2 in July. McCutchen takes. That one moves in to the strike zone. Strike 1 to McCutchen, who on an 0-2 pitch singled to left field, leading off the game.
You see if Myers starts to throw more breaking balls second time around the order, different from what you see from most pitchers who like to establish fastball early. There's a lot of breaking pitches, and then if he feels like the hitters are starting to look breaking ball, then he'll start to mix in more fastballs.
Line foul.
Ooh, fire in the hole.
That was a nail.
Look out, Bo.
Bo's gone.
In more ways than one.
Bo knows foul balls. Tabatas on deck with a 0-0 game in the 3rd. Bouncer up the middle, slowly hit. Blum. Off balance throw. Good effort, but safe at first. McCutchen has a 1-out single.
Yeah, it's a very difficult play to make with a guy like McCutchen going down the line. Just having the range far to his right, not able to plant, so couldn't get much on the throw. I guess plan B there would have been a little shovel to Sanchez, let him throw it.
Yeah.
I think either way, with McCutchen going down the line, you're not going to get him.
This is Blum's 11th start at second base this year.
He wouldn't have got the out, but had he flipped it to Sanchez, he would have earned points for creativity.
Tabata bounced into a force play in the 1st inning. McCutchen takes off. He's digging hard. Quintero with a high throw. Doesn't get him. Stolen base number 23.
Dealing with Myers on the mound had just been a 50-50 proposition until this one. 6 stolen, 6 caught. And he has not been easy to run on. He possesses a strong arm. This throw sails on him a little bit, though. Catches tend to speed up when a guy like McCutchen is running. You hurry the mechanics a little bit, tougher to get off that good throw. But understandable. It's probably one of the hardest things for a catcher, especially a guy like Q who loves to throw, is to be patient and let the ball come to you. There's a tendency to reach out for the ball. But it's better to stay back. The ball's going to get to you more quickly than you're going to be able to reach out for it. And by the time you reach out for it, then reach into the throwing hand, pull it out of the glove, it takes a little extra time. It's a matter of tenths of seconds, the difference down there at second base.
Brad Mills is without Matt Lindstrom tonight, but Lindstrom's back is improving, he says. He's on some medication, and Matt on Astros Live pregame show said that his problem is not with his spine. Everything's fine there. It's just muscular. That's very good news.
Struggling closers going around. Jonathan Broxton has been removed, at least temporarily, from the closers role for the Dodgers. ambushed by the Phillies yesterday. Came back from 9-2 deficit, I believe, to win the ball game over the Dodgers. Broxton coughed it up in the ninth.
It was 9-1 at one point. Bouncer Wallace is there and played him perfectly. 2 outs. McCutchen to third. The Astros have stressed that and very happy with Wallace playing so far off the line. We talked about it tonight, asking Brad Mills. He said, I want him to play where the hitter is most likely to hit it.
Right. And right-handed hitters rarely hit the ball right down the first base line. So you've got a right-handed throwing first baseman, so the line is on his glove side. So that allows him to play further off the line, still being able to protect a little bit to his left, but really help plug the hole between first and second.
Neil Walker is strike one. Now the Dodgers led 9-1. Ronald Belisario didn't get anybody out. He gave up 4 runs. He was called for a balk. There was a runner on first, no other base runners. He stepped toward third.
Ooh. Picking off the third base coach.
Yeah, that's a bad balk.
That's a brain cramp there.
0-2. And then when he got out of the game, he fired his glove in the bench area, probably harder than any pitch he threw in the game. So that was a total bullpen meltdown there with Broxton. He was completely wild. Joe Torre went to the mound. You could tell he was saying to him, trust your stuff. It did not work out. 1-2 to Walker.
Dodgers are kind of on life support right now. Anyway, they're 9 games behind the Padres in the West. And they have to jump over the Rockies and the Giants before even thinking about the Padres.
Line into center field to make it 1-0 Pittsburgh. Walker, with that breaking ball sitting in the middle of the zone and upstairs a little bit, found it inviting for his 34th run batted in.
Trying to backdoor the curveball, and Walker stays on that backside, keeps the hands back. And just a good solid base hit to center field. He's been swinging it really well lately. 343 since the break.
He's on for Garrett Jones. Ball 1 to Jones. Pedro Alvarez on deck. Pirates are 22-33 within the division. They have had major difficulties on the road. There's a soft liner to right. Hunter Pence in. Reaches down and snags it. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left for Pittsburgh. By Whataburger and by 5-Hour Energy. Hot dogs are warm. and inviting. And here inside Minute Maid Park, the Astros trail 1-0. Sanchez, Pence, and Lee do up in the home third inning against Ohlendorf. Sanchez single to shortstop. There is strike one to him. We were talking earlier about Sanchez hitting 7th on Wednesday. Now back to the number 2 spot without Keppinger in the lineup today. And you mentioned the pitchers, and that has a lot to do with the way Brad Mills constructs his lineup. And he brought up the fact he thinks the Astros could be seeing 3 left-handers in the next 4 games. That would certainly be influential. The New York Mets come in next week. They've got John Neese and Johan Santana and southpaws in their rotation to deal with.
That's 4-game series too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you see everybody in that rotation except for whoever's pitching tomorrow on Sunday.
Pelfrey, but we haven't checked yet.
Santana was last night. Somebody's got it going on tonight. It's a 1-0 Met lead over the Phillies. The 7th. Maybe Seaver. Maybe Kuzman. Kuzman might be going. Kuzman and Matlack.
Upstairs, a strikeout. Ohlendorf gets number 2. What Astros position player AT&T Trivia wants to know, as we see our question here, or the number 13, for the most seasons? That's our trivia question tonight.
Oh, yeah. Friday the 13th tonight.
Yeah. Triskaidekaphobia night.
That should be the trivia question. Spell Triskaidekaphobia.
Yeah.
Pronounce it.
Al Pedrique has number 13. Who wore it for the most seasons? Was it Billy Wagner?
Wags was, but I think the question said position player.
Oh.
We have to eliminate Wags.
Right to Hunter Pence. He singled to left earlier. Goes over on that one. It's 0-2.
We've seen Ohlendorf very good. We've also seen him struggle. Looks like he's got the very good Ohlendorf here tonight. He's got good action on his pitches and good life on that heater. We've seen him as high as 95. Comes one into the kitchen. Be ready. Don't let him in there.
He taps it foul. No balls, 2 strikes to Hunter. There's the range and speed. Joe Ferguson, 13. Strike 3. High?
I was thinking high. I don't know. Top of the zone. Borderline high, borderline outside. But Chris Snyder can need some confirmation that Hunter Wendelstedt will indeed call that pitch just off the outside edge.
Carlos Lee walked to load the bases in the first inning. The Astros could not cash in with the bases loaded and 1 out. Strike to Lee. Greg Biggio is out on the field during batting practice, giving a lot of friendships. His 2 sons have been very busy playing ball this summer. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Connor's going to be a senior.
Yeah, amazing.
He sure is.
How old was he when we first started putting him on TV with us?
10 or 11?
Yeah, 10, 11 years old, I think. 1 and 2. All right. Who wore the number 13 the longest among position players for the Astros? Bruce Bochy.
Yeah, it's not a number most guys are going to clamor for. There's contrarians like Boch and Wags. Give me that thing. I'm not afraid of anything. Put me on the 13th floor in the hotel.
Most hotels don't have 13th floors. But then some people say, well, don't put me on 14 because that's really 13. Tap foul. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ohlendorf Bettendorf had an internship with the Department of Agriculture. Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack threw out the first pitch in Pittsburgh. They got to know each other. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and he's really into that, the cattle ranching with his family over in the Austin area. It's R.A. Dickey shutting out the Phillies 1-0 in the 7th. Popped up. Walker comes in. Everybody converging. Ohlendorf on the mound.
That will be talked about.
Yeah. But he caught it. And after 3, it's 1-0 Pirates. It's 1-0 Pittsburgh. Top of the 4th inning brings Pedro Alvarez to the plate, leading it off. The Pirates have had leadoff hits in 2 of their first 3. Then they had a 1-out single in the 3rd when they scored on the Walker hit later. Alvarez fouls it, strike 1. His single went up the middle in the 2nd inning off Brad Myers. Myers shooting for win number 9 of the season. Buccos were swept in that 3-game series by the Padres, who pitched extremely well. It's a 1-ball-1-strike count. So they are 13-45 now on the road. They've dropped 7 straight road games. Their road winning percentage just .224. 2-1.
So they have the worst record in baseball right now, with the Orioles surging under Buck Showalter, positioning themselves for the. I'm not saying they're doing it intentionally, but the first overall pick in next year's draft would be theirs. The season would end right now. They're a half game better than Baltimore.
Well, some think the first pick in the draft next year will be the Rice third baseman, Anthony Rendon. They just got a third baseman, though, and Alvarez, the first pick in the draft. Well, somebody could shift over and play first.
Yeah, Garrett Jones could go play the outfield, or you would have a real good trade chip.
Laced into right field. Alvarez is 2 for 2 in this game. And we go to Bart Ennis.
Well, Bill, these two teams wrap up this series on Sunday at 1:05, and on that day, the first 10,000 kids 14 and under will receive a chest protector backpack courtesy of Coca-Cola and H-E-B. Sunday is also Family Sundays presented by Minute Maid and Kroger, including a kids fun zone. Go to Astros.com to get those tickets. Bill, back to you.
Thanks, Bart. Lastings Village is the batter. He hit a fly ball to left earlier. Patty Smith has the night off. Patty's been enjoying a lot of fame and success, of course, from her recent interview down the left field line. with Bo and Sarah, and Patty was referred to as what, that lady?
Yeah, because Bo and Sarah appeared on the CBS early show with Harry Smith. Sarah was talking about the interview that Patty did with her, and said that lady. That lady came down the microphone, and I thought it was just for the big screen. She had no idea it was going to be on television. Ended up blowing up the way it did. Just talk about a sign of the times in which we live. My goodness. Poor guy bails on one foul ball. Next thing you know, it's national news. National interest, anyway.
Kind of felt bad for him. Fly ball to right. Hunter Pence backing. 1 out. Even though we did give him a hard time, we kind of felt bad for Bo.
We had to do it all over again, Bo. We would not throw you under the bus.
Sorry, Bo. Chris Snyder struck out looking in the second inning. Cincinnati's pounding Florida 7-0 after 5 in Cincinnati, after being swept by the outraged Cardinals. Strike one. Johnny Cueto got a 7-game suspension. That seemed appropriate for his kicking actions in the fight. Got a feeling we haven't heard the last of that one with those two clubs. 0-2. Brandon Phillips had popped off in an article about the Cardinals, and that made them furious. And they really took it to the bank. Jay Bruce hit his 11th home run tonight, supporting pitcher Edinson Volquez. The Astros will be in Florida next week. It's 1-2 to Snyder. And Mike Stanton's going to be a player for us to watch when we get there.
Yeah, he's got tremendous power. Bumper crop of young rookies. Starlin Castro had another 4-hit game.
Carlos Lee back in left field. 2 outs. Yeah, Castro's put on a surge. Ronnie Cedeno is out with a left shoulder impingement. So Argenis Diaz gets a shot at starting again tonight. He started yesterday in San Diego. That was his first ever career start in the majors. And Diaz was 1 for 2 with an intentional walk yesterday.
Shortstop position of flux, I guess you could say, for the Pirates right now after being held down by Jack Wilson so well for so long.
Direct to Diaz. Yeah, he was fun to watch.
Jumping Jack Flash.
Oh, he pulled off some plays. Very slick at shortstop.
Myers has worked awfully hard pitching scoreless baseball. A lot of deep counts. A lot of work there in the first. Didn't he get hurt recently? Some kind of a goofy hotel room or bathroom injury or something?
Yes, he had a fall in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Baltimore leads Tampa Bay tonight 4-0. They're in the last of the 6th. Jeremy Guthrie pitching well. What has happened to that team since Buck Showalter took over? It's been a different club. 2-1.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see a team surge a little bit after a change like that. Ultimately, I don't know how they'll be able to sustain it. Usually talent is the defining factor in all this. A team that's been horrible all year to think they're going to go nuts for the rest of the year.
Michael Bourne tracking this one deep into center field. Goes to the warning track for the 3rd out. No runs a hit. Another leadoff single for the Pirates that fails to blossom, but they lead. Hottest hitting rookie since the middle of July 17th. Chris Johnson, number 1 at 440. Starlin Castro has a 396 average in that period of time. Jose Tabata third. And it's John Jay and Neil Walker.
And, throw out that rookie qualifier, and Johnson and Castro are still 1-2. Tabata is 5th. So,
about that?
Not just among rookies, but among all players. This guy's really getting it done.
Joe Plum takes ball 1 upstairs. He struck out with the bases loaded and 1 out in the first inning. That's a .275 career hitter against the Buccos. Ollendorf falls behind him. 2 balls, no strikes. The Astros were 10-1 against Pittsburgh until the Pirates had back-to-back wins. Going back to last year. 3-0, and last 2 games the Pirates won in Pittsburgh. They scored 21 runs on 36 hits. Three and 1 now to Blummer. 54 pitches in the bank for Ross Ollendorf. He's had some good starts without wins this year. This fly ball goes toward the right field corner. Millage. 1 down. It's been the first time since 1974 a pitcher has gone 23 starts in a row with less than 4 runs by his club. Very difficult for Ollendorf to get a win. And that one game in Colorado when he got hit on the head with the Tulowitzki line drive, he went 2/3 of an inning. But he went to the hospital for an exam to make sure he didn't have a concussion. He was back on the bench before the game ended. Chris Johnson takes ball 1. Last win over the Phillies for Ollendorf was a 2-0 win. There's a liner to left. Caught by Tabata, 2 outs. Part of hitting .361 is finding holes for those line drives. He didn't get one there.
Yeah, I mean, it would be very difficult to sustain this level of success for Chris Johnson. I mean, I think at the end of the day, he's going to end up hitting for pretty good average this year, but he's been in one of those stretches now. It seems like everything he hits finds a hole or drops in.
Wallace gets a first pitch ball, and that's against the trend for Ollendorf. He's thrown first pitch strikes to 12 of 16 now. Ollendorf pounds him inside. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Washington leads Arizona in Washington 4-2 after 7. John Lannon on the mound. Inside hard for ball 2. Ollendorf's been tagged for 11 homers in 96 innings. This fly ball up the chute to left center. McCutchen. In the 4th, it goes quickly, and that is 7 straight. Ford dealers, by AT&T, and by Gullo Automotive. Still a little light left. 1-0 Pirates here. Fred Myers delivers, and there's ball one. Inning number 5 getting underway with the pitcher Ross Ohlendorf coming around for the second time. He struck out in the 3rd inning. Myers delivers a strike to even the count at 1-1. They're scoreless in Atlanta after 5. The Dodgers and the Braves. Kuroda versus Hudson. 1-2, and Brooks Conrad's at third base tonight for Atlanta.
Joe Torre, I think it'll be Clo as his closer, but he's got Dotel out there. He's got the kid Jansen.
There's a swing and a curve in the dirt. Quintero comes up with a nice job blocking it, throwing to first to complete the strikeout. Chevy is a proud sponsor of youth baseball programs throughout the state of Texas. For more information on Chevy's commitment to youth baseball, visit ChevyTexasBaseball.com. That was strikeout number 3. Andrew McCutchen has not made an out tonight. 2 singles. Got a hit leading off the 1st inning, and then a 1-out infield hit in the 3rd, stealing 2nd and riding home on the single by Neil Walker. He tops that curve foul. There's strike 1 to McCutchen, who leads the Pirates in runs scored with 62.
Got hurt in the series we had over there in Pittsburgh, diving for a ball in the outfield. And shortly after he came back, he got drilled by a pitch up on the back of the net. And he hasn't hit much lately. He's got 2 knocks tonight. Hitting below 200 in the month of August.
Yeah, he took a nasty spill on that right shoulder in that game you were talking about. Jammed the elbow into the ground. And he's down on strikes. Myers got in on him for strikeout number 4.
So he makes the hitter so aware of the breaking pitches moving away, he can tie him up with the inside fastball. So Myers continues to make the adjustment. Breaking balls early in the game. Now mixing in more fastballs, and a very well located fastball there. Just continue to bore in on McCutchen.
Tabata looks. There's strike 1 to him. He's 0 for 2.
Sink piece right on the outside corner for strike 1.
One ball and 1 strike.
Power sink on that one.
Yeah. Changing his pattern this time around. He gets a swing and a miss and strikes him out. Strikes out the side of the 5th inning. 1-0 Pirates after 4.5.
The Astros finish this homestand next week with a series against the New York Mets Monday through Thursday. Don't miss the action as the Astros battle Carlos Beltran, Johan Santana, and Jose Reyes, and the New York Mets. Take advantage of the last few games of Kids Free All Summer presented by Minute Maid as well. Go to Astros.com to get your tickets for that Mets series. Bill, back to you.
Thank you, Bart. It's 1-0 Pirates here. Quintero leading it off in the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll be followed by Myers and Bourne. Friday night fireworks await after the game. There's a little roller on a check swing attempt. Ohlendorf has an easy out, number 1.
All over the place out there. Catching pop-ups.
He's caught 2 pop-ups.
One more, and I think he might have a major league record. Typically, a pop-up like the one that he caught 2 innings ago. An infielder will run him off. That's their responsibility. Of course, he's a big dude.
Myers takes strike 1. He singled to right center field in the 2nd inning. No balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, they have all these drills in spring training on pop-ups like that. The infielders converge. Somebody's supposed to take charge, but the pitcher is told, hey, if nobody gets there, don't act like you're not supposed to catch it.
First little one behind the mound, he had to catch. Nobody was going to get there.
Blows that one over the corner for strikeout number 4. It's 9 straight retired by Ohlendorf.
Frankly, I was always kind of offended by that. The notion that a pitcher couldn't catch a pop-up.
Yeah.
But infielders have a lot more play, so generally you want to let them come in. The pitcher's job is just to be the traffic cop up there. A couple guys come in, they're both calling it. His job is to say, Pedro, and hold the other guy off and clear a path.
Michael Bourne took ball 1. He's 0 for 2. Who was the worst fielding pitcher you ever saw?
Larry Anderson. Brad Lidge. Remember when Berkman told Lidge he looked like a baby giraffe just born? He was trying to field a little comebacker.
That's a good line. Baby giraffe.
Freshly born, stumbling around.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're going to miss his sense of humor.
And Andy, you really didn't want him throwing to the bases. And on intentional walks, it looked like he was throwing a grenade. We often wondered why everybody on base didn't just automatically start stealing on his intentional walks. It took the ball about 5 seconds to get to the catcher. 3 balls and a strike to Bourne.
Andy would tell you he was just trying to lure that base runner into a trap.
Well, he once won a game on a wild pitch. Bourne
came out of the bullpen, threw a wild pitch, covered home, and threw the man out of the plate, ended the inning, and we came in and scored, and he got the W.
That's the 2nd walk for Ohlendorf. The Astros have not had an opening since the 1st inning. Now they get their first base runner since the 2nd.
Yeah, and this is a brain cramp walk here. The walk to Carlos Lee in the 1st, you kind of get a couple men on base, and he was being a little cautious, but 2 out, nobody on. A walk to Michael Bourne is just kind of a brain cramp. And he's got a big brain, too. He's a Princeton man. Very sharp guy.
A lot of room for cramping in there. Sanchez had an infield hit in the 1st inning. He's 1 for 2. Walker has to be able to cover on a steal attempt, just looking at where he's playing right now. Bourne draws the throw.
Feet there by Ohlendorf. Yeah, I think if the Pirates have been doing their advance work, I would think, depending on the pitch, I would have the shortstop cover, and I'd leave Walker at home. Sanchez has been hitting the ball to the right side quite a bit. You give up less when you open up the hole. on the shortstop side, too, because the base hit the left. Bourne's not likely to go to third. Base hit the right. Michael's going to scoot over to third base. One of the reasons, the primary reason, I'm guessing, why the Pirates acquired Chris Snyder is because they were just having a miserable time throwing out base stealers. Ryan Domet, around 6%.
One goes. Snyder's throw late. Michael with steal number 39 remains the league leader, and the Astros are 13 for 13 in base stealing against the Pirates this year.
Yeah, he's safe here even if this is a force play. I mean, that's not even close. Ollendorf, big right-hander, takes him a little while to get uncoiled and make that delivery.
Michael in scoring position with the count 0-2 to Sanchez.
Getting a little bragging rights to fellow U of H alum Snyder back there behind the plate.
Yeah. Sanchez had an RBI double last time he faced Ollendorf in Pittsburgh, July 17th. High target, which is way up. 1-2. Cubs and St. Louis are tied 2-2 on the bottom of the third in St. Louis. Thomas Diamond for Chicago. Jake Westbrook for St. Louis, and Albert Pujols hit a first inning homer. His 29th long ball. Cardinals now have moved the game in front of Cincinnati into the lead in the NL Central. Sanchez is down on strikes. That's number 5 for Ollendorf. The Pirates maintain their 1-0 lead through. Showing Brett Myers' pitch locations tonight.
Dropping that curveball over the outside corner, and then a little further out, a little further down, and then after all the breaking balls early, starting to mix in the sinker, the fastball in on the right-handed hitters. Doing a real nice job changing the game plan midway through.
Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by the Frost Brewed Coors Light. Fly ball hit to center field here. And Michael Bourne is back on the first pitch to Neil Walker. There's one out in the 6th inning for Brett Myers. And Garrett Jones will follow. Jones, one of those guys who put together a furious year from last July 1st through this July 1st. Since then, though, he's really fallen off. Takes ball 1. Tonight he's 0 for 2. A grounder back to the pitcher and a line drive to right field.
4 innings, the Pirates had a leadoff hit. Last inning, Brett Myers strikes out the side. Now fly ball to center to get things started here in the 6th. Really working quickly, staying on the attack. He's got a good run on that fastball tonight. You see he shipped Q 3 times to get to that pitch.
Jones, over the period of July 1st last year through this year, with 31 homers, drove in 91 runs while hitting .289. Oh. He's putting everything together tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nice change up there.
Way out in front. A lot of things he can do here.
Hopper to Blum. 2 outs. Tough ball game. 1-0 Pirates. If you get in the mind of Ross Ollendorf, who's 1-9, JD, that's not a lot of run support here. And he's had a very difficult time winning this year.
He's been shut out 4 times.
Alvarez has singled twice. One went to center, the other went to right. The Astros are 30-24 within the Central Division, 18-41 against everybody else. Strike 1 in the corner, but Myers, throughout this season, has been really dependable. Start after start. Won his last 4 home starts. Hasn't lost one this year. Fly ball near the left field line. 3 players giving chase. That is a fair ball, and it kicks into the seats for a looping pop fly double for Alvarez. He's 3 for 3 now.
A little bit of a smile. He knows that Lady Luck put a little karma his way here. It's just a little pop up. He's way out on that front foot. Not fair by a matter of inches.
That's hit number 6 for the Buccos. And it's Lasting's Millage. Hit the ball in the air twice, once to left, once to right. Pirates are last in runs scored in the National League with 397. Looping curve comes up and in for ball 1.
Big at bat here. The way Ollendorf is going along, man in scoring position.
One ball, 1 strike to the first-round pick, Lasting's Millage. 95 pitches for Myers. Trying to make this the 24th start in a row this year of at least 6 innings. There's the comparison.
Good try.
It was. Rolled out to second. Blum in. Flipping to Wallace. There's another 6th inning start for Brett Myers. No runs ahead. A man stranded. 1-0 Pittsburgh. Time for our Jack in the Box standings. We'll check out how the Astros fare against the National League Central. They're 30-24. Against the rest of the majors, they're 18-41. They are 7-2 against Pittsburgh, but they trail tonight 1-0 as they come up here in the home sixth inning. Pence, Lee, and Blum to bat. Pence is 1 for 2. Goes back into the seats, and there's strike one for Ross Ollendorf, who has struck out 5 and walked a couple through the first 5.
I think the Astros play so many games within the division.
Yeah. All right. He got his trophy. Takes, and it's a 1-1 count. Josh Beckett is pitching for Boston tonight in Texas. The Red Sox just got 7 in the top of the 4th. The lead 8-2 against Tommy Hunter. Hunter 6-0 at home.
Yeah, he's been really good this year.
Jed Lowry hit his second home run of the season for the Red Sox. David Ortiz belted his 26th. Beltre number 22. J.D. Drew number 15. Rangers have a big lead of 7.5 games over the Angels. Hunter swings at a breaking pitch in the dirt. Snyder corrals it, throws him out on the strikeout. Number 6.
You got to love the way these pitchers are working tonight. I like to see a game where the pitchers are shaking the catchers off. So many pitchers now just kind of yield that part of the game. Whatever the catcher wants, they throw. But we've seen it with Myers and now Ollendorf have a real idea of what they're trying to do. Ollendorf just great intensity on the mound tonight.
Myers hoping for run support here. Carlos Lee, the batter. He pops it back out of play for Snyder. Carlos has walked to load the bases in the first and popped at the pitcher.
A shot from the indoor blimp?
Yeah. Ooh, good location. No balls, 2 strikes for Ollendorf. He's really hit some spots tonight.
Doing a real good job of using both sides of the plate with his fastball.
One and 2 for Ross, making his 19th start of the year. He made 1 start, then went on the disabled list. Took him a while to get back in rotation. He didn't come back till the 10th of May. This fly ball, a lazy one to shallow left field. Diaz back. 2 down. The Astros haven't had a hit since the Myers single in the second.
And that many balls hit hard. Bruce Johnson hit a ball in the left field pretty well back in the 4th. A lot of lazy fly balls and pop-ups. Ollendorf gets a lot of outs in the air.
Blum struck out with the bases loaded and 1 down, and he flied to right, leading off the 4th inning. Jeff taking strike 1. Later tonight, Toronto plays at Anaheim against the Angels. The Angels have won 5 of 6 on the Blue Jays. That one almost hit him, and it's 1-1.
So the Pirates now, they have just the opposite deployment as what the Astros have had with Brett Wallace. They've got Garrett Jones very tight to the line now, protecting this 1-run lead in the 6th inning. Because he's a left-handed thrower, he's got a little more range to his right.
1 and 2. There's the way the infielders stack up.
Jones, the first baseman, deep and guarding the line. Not there until there were 2 outs in the inning. Regarding against the 2-out double to figure out, we'll give them a little more room in that hole, see if they can string 2-3 hits together to get a run home. We'll take our chances.
Rolled out between first and second. Walker gets there and makes a good play. Retiring Blum for the 3rd out, and after 6, it's 1-0 Pirates. Compass brings you the game summary, and you see the pitching of Brett Myers. And he been precise tonight, JD.
Yeah, both guys really pitching well. 1-0 ball game. Pirates with 6 hits. Astros just 3. Alvarez, Walker, McCutcheon doing the damage for the Pirates, if you want to call it damage.
1-0 game, and there's strike one from Brett Myers. 7th inning underway with Chris Snyder batting. Snyder 0 for 2. In addition to trading for this man, Pirates have picked up some other players. No balls, 2 strikes. The announcement made now that Brett Myers has made 24 consecutive starts of 6 innings or more, extending his own club record to start the season, and he's tied Darryl Kyle for 24 straight starts of 6 innings at any point in the season. He gets a strikeout as he goes 6 1/3. That's number 6.
Well, he's completely changed his approach. All the breaking balls early and a lot of fastballs since the 5th inning with good sink. He's got really good sinking action on his 2-seam fastball tonight. Tip of the hat to Humberto Quintero and Brad Arnsberg, who worked so diligently with the starting pitchers, putting together a game plan.
Strike one to Argenis Diaz. He's 0 for 2. Pirates also traded for James McDonald, a right-handed pitcher who's in their rotation now, in addition to Chris Snyder. Ground ball hit through the left side. Single for Diaz. Hit number 7 for the Buccos, and Ohlendorf will follow. He checks with Tony Beasley on signs here.
Bunt is in order.
He bunts at first base line. Wallace lets it trickle foul. Strike to Ohlendorf. Atlanta got a run in the 7th on a Brooks Conrad homer, number 7.
Chipper who?
Yeah. Backing Tim Hudson to a 1-0 lead in the top of the 8th against the Dodgers.
Chipper Jones tore his ACL here the other night, out for the year. Says he will come back and play.
Strike makes it 0-2.
Earlier this year he was talking about retirement. He doesn't want to go out like this. Now Beasley's going to have a chat with Ohlendorf. Tell him one of 2 things. Hey, look, we're still bunting. Get it down. Or if you want to pull the bat back and take a slash at it, go ahead.
White Sox lead Detroit 6-3 there in the 7th. The throw goes over on Diaz. Yankees and Kansas City are in a delay. Rain falling in Kansas City with the score tied 3-3 in the 3rd. He missed. Throw to second. And Jeff Blum, the second baseman, scooted into first base behind Diaz. And they almost picked him off as Ohlendorf struck out.
And Blum coming over to cover on a bunt play. Carlos Garcia, the first base coach, said, come on, man, you're going to get me in trouble. Don't get picked off.
Plummer almost got him at first.
Let's get a good look here. Oh, no. Apply the tag.
Slipped a little bit. Yeah, he was on the move.
It was really close, that first angle.
Not the second. McCutcheon looks at ball 1. He has 2 hits tonight. McCutcheon now has 6 hits and 10 career at-bats against Myers. Runner takes off. Quintero's throw to Blum. Gets it. Diaz caught stealing for 2-4 to end the Pirates' 7th with no runs a hit. Quintero throwing out his 14th of the year. 1-0 Pirates. three-point energy. Ohlendorf in 6 innings has allowed just 3 hits, and they've all been singles. He's not given up a hit since the Myers single in the 2nd inning. And Myers has made his 24th straight start with at least 6 innings. 1-0 Pirates. Chris Johnson, ball 1.
Win time right now, bottom of the 7th. The lead-off double would work just fine.
Oh, yeah. He's flied to right and line to left. Fastball fouled away, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Chris Johnson has hit the breaking stuff really well. Breaking pitches away. San Diego and San Francisco start a little bit later. Jonathan Sanchez apparently proclaimed Giants will sweep that series. He's on the mound tonight.
Joe Namath.
Yeah. 2-1. That would be big because the Giants trail the Padres by 2.5 games in the standings. Strike call evens the count at 2-2 with Wallace and Quintero to follow against Ohlendorf. He's thrown 91 pitches, 61 have been strikes. All back by Johnson. Lannon and Washington down to Arizona 4-2. Lannon going to 4-5. Beat Tony Saunders. Sean Burnett got his 2nd save. Will Nieves hit home run number 2. Mets beat the Phillies 1-0. Dickey over Hamels. Wilton Lopez warming up for Houston.
With a hanger there. Ohlendorf has not made many mistakes with the breaking pitch in this game. Got away with one there. Last year, Big Ross 4-3 over his final 11 starts with a 2.83 ERA. It's been a nice sustained run for him. Throw out that 1-loss record this year.
Swing and a miss, and Johnson strikes out. Number 7 for Ohlendorf. Wilton Lopez getting loose.
This is a close game, Brownie. You would admit that, correct?
Yes.
This is the anniversary of the closest game ever played.
Oh?
1910.
26-inning tie.
Pittsburgh and Brooklyn each have 8 runs, 13 hits, 38 at bats, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 hit batter, 1 pass ball, 13 assists, 27 outs, 2 errors, and they used 2 pitchers. That is amazing.
Close in every way. Wallace looks at ball 2. It's 2-0 to Brad. He's 0 for 2.
Pouring over the box score one night, said, "Hey, check this out."
I know. 3-0.
Gene Mauch wouldn't have caught that one. Or maybe he would have.
Gene Mauch, they say, used to study the box scores by the hours. He could figure out what all the matchups were of relievers versus hitters in every game just from looking at the box score somehow. Strike 3-1. Well, Bobby Wine was scouting when the Astros were in Milwaukee. He was scouting for Atlanta. He played for him. He verified that. He said he just the forerunner of all these stats. He kept them in his head.
He was 5 consecutive pinch hitters once. Something like that.
3-2. Wallace has been pitched tough by Ohlendorf. Working hard tonight. He's hit the century mark. 34,124 the paid attendance. Line drive, right field and deep. Millage. 2 outs. Nonetheless, Wallace did get a good swing, and he saw some tough pitches.
That ball was in on him a little bit, but he's got an awfully quick bat, and he's able to get the barrel to that ball. Just the way he finished that swing, I think he imparted a little top spin on the ball. Otherwise, he would have hit that one a long way.
We'll correct the attendance to 36,124.
That's a teammate right there.
Yeah.
Come on in, let me dry myself on you.
Well, when a guy's pitching a shutout, working this hard, why not? Quintero has grounded to first and grounded to the pitcher. it's ball one. Chris Resop and Will Ledesma. Ledesma, the lefty, are at work for the Pirates.
These are fun games to pitch in because there's so much at stake with every pitch. So you're fully engaged.
Jason Michaels is on deck for the Astros. Carlos Beltran got the only RBI of the game as the Mets beat the Phillies 1-0. Looping liner to right. Quintero's on with a hit, backhanded by Milledge. They'll hold him to a single, and he snaps an 0 for 17. Now Michaels is being called back, and Pedro Feliz comes up instead. Pinch hitting for Brett Myers, who once again was sturdy. 7 innings of work, allowing 7 hits, 1 run. He did not walk anybody, and he struck out 7. 107 pitches for Myers. Feliz comes up. Batting average is .222 for 284 at bats. Has 4 homers, 29 runs batted in. 2 for 18 pinch hitting with a homer. Now John Russell walks to the mound.
With Jeff Blum in the lineup tonight, the only left-handed bat available is Jason Castro.
Dotel moving along in the trade to the Dodgers. Not available anymore in that Pirate bullpen. It's Pittsburgh 1, Houston 0. Bottom of the 7th. Runner at first, 2 outs. Back. Throughout the state of Texas. For more information on Chevy's commitment to youth baseball, visit ChevyTexasBaseball.com. Chris Resop, a newcomer to the Pirates, has come out of their bullpen here with a 1-0 lead. He was claimed on waivers from Atlanta. And he has no decisions in 6 games with an ERA of 8.10 coming into this 1-run lead to face the pinch hitter Pedro Feliz.
Yeah, with the Braves AAA club at Gwinnett this year, he was 6-3 with a 2.09 ERA. He made 15 starts. Yeah, I'm a little perplexed by this. I don't follow the Pirates on a daily basis. But with Ollendorf having the game that he's having, for him to be removed here, I thought, okay, they're going to go to Meek or Hanrahan, one of those big arms out there, and try to take it to the bank with those 2 guys, not somebody that they just called up from the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not familiar with their situation. I don't know exactly what's going on, who's healthy, who's not healthy.
Well, Meek is warming up now. He was Hanrahan and Resop yesterday in the 3-0 loss at San Diego. Now it's Feliz batting. Pitch hitting for Myers. And hitting a ground ball to third. One big bounce. Alvarez to Walker for the forced play to end the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left, 1-0.
Pirates still leading it 1-0. Well, if you're traveling this season, no worries. Take the Astros with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Astros game live or on demand on your computer. Visit Astros.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, it's baseball everywhere, Brownie.
Yes, it is, Bart. Thank you for that. Pirates 1, Astros nothing. Wilton Lopez in the game for Houston to work the 8th inning with a 3-0 record and a 3.26 ERA.
Another outstanding job by Brett Myers. Astros bats have really gotten quiet here in recent games after tearing it up for quite some time.
Andrew McCutchen is 2 for 3. Scored the only run of this game. There's strike 1. His 3rd inning single, and then the steal set it up for Neil Walker to drive him in. With a 2-out, 2-strike single to center field. One hopper back to Lopez. He gets the first man.
That's a nice scoreless streak working. He's been very good when coming in with men on base this year.
10 2/3 innings pitched, over 12 outings without giving up a run, lowering that ERA to that 3.26 figure you saw.
Hey, bumped into Alberto Arias in the clubhouse today.
What do you have to say?
Well, he's been getting some treatment. He's continuing to work his way back. Just now starting to throw. I think later on this weekend he's going to throw some. I'm not sure whether he's going to try to play winter ball. I get the sense that probably not. Just stay here and work and try to get healthy with an eye towards returning for spring training next year.
Tim Burdack warms up. And Felipe Paulino got a second opinion on his arm. And it was the same as the first, so he'll remain on the same program, and it's questionable whether he will pitch again in a game this year. Tabata has a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Nelson Figueroa was scheduled to start tomorrow, but he had an arteriogram on Wednesday. He had migraine-like symptoms. The test came back normal, and he's been moved back to Tuesday against the Mets, his former club. It'll be Bud Norris and Paul Mulholland tomorrow night at 6:05. There it is. Tabata caught looking.
Lopez first caught our eye with this good sinker, but the more you see of him, the more you're impressed with the whole package. That time, 96 miles an hour. That's high cotton for Mr. Lopez.
Yeah. He's had a little rest. He pitched Wednesday afternoon. Not much. Now Walker, who has the only RBI in this game, a single in the 3rd inning, giving him a 1 for 3 night. Detroit and the White Sox delayed in the top of the 7th inning with the White Sox up 6-3. Yankees in Kansas City have restarted after rain, 3-3 in the 4th. Strike to Walker. Ross Ohlendorf went 6 2/3 innings. He gave up 4 hits, no runs, walking 2, fanning 7. Both the starters were magnificent tonight. 1-1. There have not been many balls in the middle of the plate in this game, Brady.
No. Pitching has been outstanding. Hunter Wennestad, the home plate umpires, had a pitcher's zone. He's, giving a little bit off that outside edge, but it hasn't been crazy. It's just been really good pitching.
Lopez misses, and it's 2-1. The Astros have Bourne, Sanchez, and Pence due up in the last of this inning. Walker is hitting .324 from the 7th inning on this year.
Curve him.
Lined it to left. You had it.
Didn't curve him.
Walker's 2 for 4. Eight hits for the Buccos now.
A running fastball, moving away from Walker. He does exactly what you're supposed to do. Sticks his nose in there and lines it the other way.
Garrett Jones is 0 for 3. Felipe Paulino went to Birmingham, Alabama. to see Dr. James Andrews. He concurred with Dr. David Lintner's diagnosis, recommending continued rest and treatment for Paulino. And he'll probably stay here and work out. The Astros leave on the next trip. There's ball one. Well, that R.A. Dickey has really helped keep the Mets in whatever contention they're in right now. There's a 2.43 ERA. Beat the Phillies tonight 1-0.
For one hitter at him.
Frank foul on the ground.
1-0 game here, 1-0 game there. Braves beat the Dodgers 1-0. Hits Conrad home run. The only run of the ball game. Yeah, Hudson's 14-5 now.
You got a theme going on Friday the 13th, JD. Freakish night for the hitters. Broken bat looper. Jeff Blum out into shallow right. In the 8th inning, it's no runs a hit. And a man stranded, 1-0 Pirates. Dorf left with a 1-0 lead. He could be a winner for the second time this year. And Chris Reesop got the final out in the 7th inning after he left with a man on. Now it is Evan Meek, and he's 4-3 with Ben Holtz. 1.56 ERA this year.
Yeah, he's been really, really good. Made the All-Star team. They're hitting just 167 against him. Hard thrower. Sharp breaking pitch. I guess Hanrahan will have the 9th inning. John Russell's got a couple options out there now as he contemplates moving forward who his closer will be with Dotel having been traded.
Michael Bourne's 0 for 2 with a walk and a steal. Showing Buddy takes upstairs ball one from Meek, who pitched a couple of days ago in San Diego.
Meek and Hanrahan are now tied with the club lead in saves with one.
Bourne, that's tough to bunt when it's in your hands like that, and he fouls it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, that's when you're worried about a guy popping up into his nose. The kind of cut fastball riding in on you, try to bunt it, and he keeps chasing you.
Meek allowed a run in the 8th inning Wednesday. Lots of breaking pitch in for a 1-2 count. He has pitched well all 4 times he's faced the Astros this year. In a total of 4 innings of work, he's given up 1 unearned run on 1 hit. 1 scored on a pass ball. Michael Bourne got the hit, an infield hit off it, and then stole a base. Holds this from the first. Garrett Jones tossing to Meek. There's one out in the home 8th inning.
One very big one from the Pirates' point of view to keep Bourne off the bases. Looks like he's favoring something as he walks back to the mound.
Lindor put the gloved hand on his shoulder. Walker came in. Now Alvarez comes over. He stays in to face Sanchez. Sanchez 1 for 3. Tim Hudson with that 1-0 win over the Dodgers is 14-5 with a 2.13 ERA. Billy Wagner got his 29th save, and rookie Kuroda was the loser. He's 8-11. That's strike one from Meek. He's 27. Twins drafted him in the 11th round in 2002. He bounced around from San Diego to Tampa Bay. Pittsburgh got him as a Rule 5 pick in December of 2007. 1-1.
From Rule 5 pick to the All-Star team, that's pretty impressive.
Baltimore blank Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay 5-0. A 3-hitter. Jeremy Guthrie won it. Luke Scott hit his 22nd homer. 2 balls and a strike. The Rays began the day 2 behind the Yankees.
I imagine there's some level of concern in the Pirate dugout right now with Meek, with his body language. Looks like something's bothering him. Last 2 pitches have not been close.
2-2 is he?
And then flexing his leg after the pitch.
Edinson Volquez in Cincinnati knocked off Florida 7-2, beating Josh Johnson. Might be a problem there with that right foot. Fouled off the screen.
I think it's an ankle. He is hobbling now. This guy's like John Wayne out there. Trainer's not coming out. No, he's just waving people off. I'm good.
It's that push-off ankle. Fouled away again by Sanchez.
And I think where it bothers him mostly is when he ultimately comes all the way through with his delivery and then brings his right foot back down to the ground. Because for a lot of pitchers, the push-off is a bit of a misnomer. A lot of guys talk about in terms of just leaving the rubber. If you think so much about pushing off, you end up spending too much energy just kind of pushing off as opposed to driving towards home plate. Now stay tall on your back leg and stay balanced before you come forward.
He's flexing that right leg constantly. Hunter Pence is on deck. Line into right field. Sanchez pushed it that way, and he's on with a 1-out hit. Only the 5th hit by an Astro. They've all been singles.
Yeah, well, we were talking earlier. It's been a while since the Astros have hit a home run. This is his stroke. He's not a home run hitter. You're not going to ask him to hit the ball out of the ballpark. This is not his game.
Well, they had 4 singles Wednesday, so they have not had an extra base hit since the Michael Bourne triple in the 8th inning Tuesday night.
How about August 1st as the last Astro home run?
Hunter Pence is 1 for 3. In the dirt.
Not possible. What's today? 13? Wow. Oh, no, August 4th. Now, one CJ hit off Carpenter. That's the last one that's showing up here in the Astro notes.
That's the one. Second inning, August 4th at St. Louis. Upstairs. 2-0. Meek really wobbly here with his control, perhaps because of an apparent injury. Meek has walked 22 and 63 in the 3rd innings. They love that extra base hit they've been waiting for right here. Carlos Lee on deck. 3-0 to Hunter. Lee from Bellevue, Washington, trying to get through it. Nursing this 1-0 lead. He's not yielding.
That play where he broke to cover first base. Bothering him even before that play at first.
Hunter green lighting on 3-0, fouls it back. 3 balls, 1 strike to Hunter Pence. Mark Melancon's warming up in the Astros bullpen. Pirates have Alvarez, Millick, and Snyder due up in the 9th. Ball 4, Hunter Pence takes the walk. Runners at first and second for Carlos Lee.
Good at bat there by Hunter. Does not draw many walks, but showing good patience. Took a good, healthy rip at that 3-0. Didn't get it. And then laid off that high fastball. Now the tying run in scoring position. And a good chance to double. Gives the Astros the lead.
Ray Searage is the brand new pitching coach, replacing the fired Joe Kerrigan. Carlos Lee 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Hit a grand slam last year off Evan Meek. Carlos comes down to talk with Dave Clark, the third base coach. Runners at first and second and 1 out. Jeff Blum's on deck. Saves, 13 Blum saves. Just strike 1 up and in, and he was wailing.
Went out of the zone there, but not a bad idea to sit on a fastball and try to make something big happen on that first strike. You got a couple more to play with.
Now Brandon Lyon has joined Mark Melanson in the Astros pen. Hooking ball, it stays fair, and Carlos Lee has a 3-run go-ahead homer.
There's that home run we've been looking for.
First one for the Astros since August 4th, and Lee took a great spot for number 15 of the season, giving him 61 runs batted in.
It had been 43 at-bats since Carlos's last home run. He picked on a hanging slider after swinging through that 96-mile-an-hour heater. Lee tried to throw him a breaking ball away, and he threw him a cement mixer into the fat part of the plate. And there goes Ross Ollendorf's W. Brent Myers sticks the bit. He's off the hook.
Right to Jeff Blum. He's 0 for 3. Carlos with 15 homers now, hit his 3rd of the season against the Pirates. He's driven in 10 against them. His 15th career long ball against the Buccos. What a spot for him. Line to right by Blum. Here's the Coors Light cold hard blast showing you Carlos' swing.
Because on that first swing, it looked like he's trying to hit a home run. And then he put a nice easy swing on that hanging slider.
only the third homer for the Astros in their last 12 games. Chris Johnson's 0 for 3. Liner out into center, a hit. And Johnson, who lined out to left back in the fourth inning, this time finds a landing area. He's 1 for 4, moving Blum to second.
As many hits in this inning as they had in the game coming into the 8th.
Brett Wallace follows. Will Ledesma at work in the Pirate bullpen. Wallace is 0 for 3. Each club with 8 hits. Wallace takes ball 1. The Astros now have out-homered the Pirates in the season series 13-4. Foul, and Alvarez comes over but won't have a play on it. 1-1. Gamely pitching on despite what appears to be an injured right ankle or foot. We got Michael Bourne, then gave up a single to Sanchez. Walk pants, 3-run homer to Lee. Singles to Blum and Johnson. Now back, and it's 1-2. Boston 8, Texas 6. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning at Arlington. Ross Hamilton hit number 25. Michael Young number 18. Cardinals lead the Cubs 4-2. They're in the bottom of the 7th at St. Louis.
Mile-an-hour fastball up above the hands. Tough pitch to get to, but a good aggressive swing. Put that ball down. That's one he can hit a long way.
To left field. That's in for a hit. Blum around to score to make it 4-1 Houston. RBI single for Wallace. His 5th run batted in. 5 hits in the inning. That'll be it for Meek.
Well, he had the lefty ready. He didn't go to him for Wallace. Wallace got the base hit, and now John Russell's going to get Meek out of there. And Ledesma, the lefty, the only one up throwing.
They are having a great time watching this 4-1 game. Houston up. Back in a moment. 9th inning with the Astros roaring from behind with 4 runs home so far.
Yeah, that's what it's all about right there. Well pitched, tight game, little late rally by the home team.
Lefty Will Ledesma comes out of the Pirate bullpen. Alberto Quintero will face him. Q will be the 8th Astro batter in the inning. Ledesma has no decisions. His ERA is 12.79.
And just 7 games at the big league level this year for the Pirates. 6 1/3 innings of work. Not particularly effective one. Though in the minor leagues he was quite good. Had an ERA of 0.94 for the AAA club at Indianapolis. He's a veteran. He's been around quite a while. First came up with the Tigers back in 2003.
Tuesday night in San Diego, Ryan Ludwig teed off on him with a leadoff homer. And Ledesma struck out the next 3. Quintero steps up. He's 1 for 3. And the linesman warming up. So now he will have a save opportunity. That's ball 1 to Q. Jason Michaels on deck with a pitcher's spot due to follow. Out in the inning. Colorado got a run in the 3rd and leads Milwaukee 1-0 in the 4th now. With Gallardo on the mound. One.
Greedy there.
Desma had not pitched in a big league game on April 18th, 09 until July 28th in Colorado this year. At Indianapolis this season, he had 8 saves and a 0.94 ERA, 35 games. One and 2 to Q. City just pushed across the run in the 5th inning and leads the Yankees now 4-3. They're delayed again. Billy Butler hit his 11th home run.
Yankees in town. The Royals don't want to lose that game.
To right field, Millage in for the catch. 2 outs. Now the Astros bat around and they get a pinch hitter to the plate. Jason Michaels pinch hitting for Wilton Lopez, who can tuck away his 4th win of the year against no losses.
The advantage is really on the Astros side here. John Russell left Meek out there to face Wallace, a left-handed hitter, and then he went to Ledesma. And so now Jason Michaels has really been swinging the well. He's going to get a crack at this lefty.
He drew a pinch walk in the game on Wednesday. Pinch grand slam August 1st. Strike here to J. Mike. Wilton Lopez in 1 inning allowed 1 hit, no runs. He had no walks. Struck out 1. Michaels with 8 pinch hits, second on the club, and 41 at-bats, including a couple of long ones. That's it off the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes to J. Mike.
Desmo would not fall into that category of the crafty left-hander. Firing it up there at 95 miles an hour. They got a contract for catching foul ball.
Okay. There's a stop by Snyder.
Well, that's the home run. Look at the home run. Even better.
Bet it is. They get a gift certificate for that. To Landers. 1 and 2 to count. Trying to text somebody. Ledesma missing, and the count runs to 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Nice play.
Yeah. Excellent play.
No bailing there. Don't bail. You got a breaker with a high five, though.
Yeah.
Dislocate her shoulder.
Exuberant moment. He has a right to celebrate. Strike 3 call. The Astros bat around in the 8th inning. They come away with a 4-run 8th. On 5 hits, they lose 2. It's 4-1. Houston 3. A big 8th inning has catapulted the Astros into the lead. It's 4-1. Houston now. A 3-run homer coming from Carlos Lee, and then an RBI single from Brett Wallace. Counting for the late run support now, and Brandon Lyon will get a save opportunity. Wilton Lopez in a position to be the winning pitcher. Lyon is 6-5. He has a 3.91 ERA.
Brandon had been on quite a roll, and then in the finale of that series against Atlanta, he was the loser, allowing 5 runs in an inning and an inning and a third, rather. Gave up a couple hits, 3 walks. So, a chance to get the taste of that one out of his mouth.
Pedro Alvarez faces him. He's 3 for 3. Away and fouling it for strike 1. Lyon pitched in all 3 games of that Atlanta series. JD mentioned he had it going before Wednesday. He had 10 straight appearances without giving up a run, covering 11 innings.
Shanked one into the water, had to take a drop, so ended up making a triple bogey after running nice pars. It happens.
Oh yeah. That foul. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Lyon has 6 wins himself in relief, but now his experience as a closer comes into play with Matt Lindstrom down tonight. He's on some medication for back spasms and could be available as early as tomorrow night. Astros really want to get it cleared up, though, before they send him back out there again. 2-2 the count. Lions pitched 4 times against the Pirates. His ERA against them for 3 innings is 0 this year. It's a full count to Alvarez.
Trying to get Alvarez to chase that cutter moving up and in. Now with this 3-run lead, he's got to be willing to be pretty aggressive here. And Alvarez take a good healthy rip at one.
ball 4.
Coming in on him again.
Leadoff walk. That's the first walk of the game for Astros pitchers.
Made a pretty good pitch, but the fact that Q moved in the way he did, that tells me that Brandon was trying to throw that cutter in a little bit, and I think that was a situation where you had to be willing to just fire one over the heart of the plate and take your chances with this 3-run lead.
Hastings Millage is 0 for 3. Chris Johnson got the single in the 8th inning that made it a string of 25 straight games for him reaching base. That's the longest active in the majors. Millage takes ball 1. The homer by Lee in the 8th inning is the first one in well over 200 at-bats by an Astro going back to August 4th, as JD mentioned. What a time to break out with a 3-run home run to left field. In the air toward the right field line. Hunter Pence has a long run for this one. Jeff Blum over. Blum slides. No catch. And here is no play at second. The runner was hung up, Alvarez. And the ball kicked away. So it's a looping single for Millage, giving him a 10-game hitting streak.
This is how big innings are made sometimes. You get a leadoff walk, then a play not made on a little blooper. I think that was Hunter's play. I think. See, he started to call it, and then he probably wasn't sure he could get there, so decided to give way to Blummer, and he kind of hit a tough spot.
Now 2 on, nobody out. And Chris Snyder comes to the plate, representing the potential tying run. He's 0 for 3. Pirates trying to end a 4-game losing streak and do so in dramatic fashion in the 9th. Owen Young is on deck.
There we go. That's the money ball right there.
Jimenez Diaz is due up next, but it's Young, the switch hitter in the on-deck circle.
Pretty good bench available for John Russell tonight. Some dangerous bats.
Dolman. Seth Clement. He's got some guys who can take you deep.
Clement doesn't hit for much of an average, but gets a pretty good swing at it.
Yeah, he does. 1-1.
Snyder, not a speedy guy, certainly a double play candidate if you get him to hit the ball on the ground. He's not done that tonight. A couple of punch outs and a fly out to left.
Barely tapped foul. 1-2 to Snyder. And Lyon came in the 9th inning on Wednesday. The Astros trailed 2-1. And he retired the Braves 1-2-3. Then the Astros tied it in the bottom of the 9th off Billy Wagner. But in the 10th inning, that's when Brandon ran into problems. He walked 3. And then McCann hit the grand slam as a pinch hitter. Fulcino. He gets a strikeout on Snyder. That's 1 out. Now it's pinch hitter Delwyn Young.
Good breaking ball here by a line. Takes a little bit off the curveball and gets Snyder out in front.
Delwyn Young pinch hitting for Argenis Diaz. Diaz was 1 for 3. Brings a .252 average to the batter's box. He has 5 homers, 25 runs batted in for 155 at bats. A switch hitter. As a left-handed batter, he's hitting .241. This breaking ball off Quintero's mitt allows the runner to move up from second to third. Alvarez to third. Millage held at first.
I'm not sure what Millage was doing. But his inability to advance, now he's still got the double play. He's not being held on there, and he's just anticipating that ball not getting away. That's bad base running.
Yeah, he was going back to the bag. You're right. That gave him no chance to move up.
That may be a function of the fact that Q is back there. He loves to throw behind runners. He throw to the bases so much. He may have Millage a little skittish.
One hopper. And there's Blum turning it into a double play. Run scoring, but it's 4-2. And No, that run doesn't count. That's a walk-off situation for the Astros as they get a double play to end it. 4-1 ball game as Carlos Lee has hit the 3-run homer in the 8th inning, and the Astros have beaten the Pirates. The Astros now 2-2 on this homestand. Final Houston 4, Pittsburgh 1.